The infamous Route 666. It is known to be one of the most disturbing, haunted, and deadly highways in America. So hello everybody and welcome back to today's marvelous new video. If you cannot tell already, I do sound a little bit raspy. I do have COVID, but don't worry, I feel better today, so I decided I should film and upload for you guys. So today we're talking about the Highway 666. Many of the drivers claim all sorts of weird and creepy incidents happening. So this is what we're gonna talk about today. So if you're ready, buckle in and let's get started. Highway 666 is 193 miles or 310.6 kilometers. It stretches through vast wilderness of the American Southwest, and it is miles upon miles of desert with no sight of civilization. Starting in Monticello, Utah, Colorado, southwest corner, and even passing by the Navajo Nation, and ending in New Mexico in a town named Gallup. It was first constructed in 1926 and given the name because it was the sixth highway of the US 66. However, changed many years later to Highway 491, likely because of the incidents that happen and that we are going to talk about today. Drivers claim all sorts of creepy stuff happening to them, from a creepy car haunting them and taunting them through the highway, from dogs to apparitions to ghosts to UFO activity to big black dogs, skinwalkers. I'm not gonna say that word again. I know I'm not supposed to say it, but I'm gonna say shapeshifters. Basically all sorts of creepy stuff are happening along that 310 kilometers. Firstly, one of the most talked about things is a black sedan that apparently taunts and terrorizes the drivers, causing them to either crash or go off the road, or sometimes just passes by them. But it doesn't matter how fast they drive to try to avoid it, it always seems to catch up, and when it does, stories vary. Sometimes the sedan just honks its horn in an intimidating fashion in order to scare the driver. Sometimes it just drives by the driver, like right alongside him, and whenever someone attempts to look inside of the sedan, they'd either see a ghostly apparition or figure driving the car, or some even report seeing nobody, like the car was driving itself. The sedan could also bump into the driver. After it's done honking its horn, maybe bumping into you or whatever it might do to you, it would just drive off, never to be seen again, leaving you terrified in your seat. Another vehicle that is talked about a lot is a semi-truck. It is said that a demon that hates humans is driving that semi-truck on that highway and terrorizing whomever is there. Also, people claimed that it seemed like the semi-truck was targeting them. Now, of course, we cannot talk about a haunted highway without talking about the ghost of the little girl. She's not little, she's a lady, I think. Either a teenager or like mid-20s. No, she's always dressed in white, and she is one of the harmless entities, or whatever you would call it, that live in the highway. Now, of course, people saw the little lady and attempted to help her. However, as soon as they'd get close to her, she would just vanish and disappear right before their eyes. The next one is a little more threatening to your life, if you will. It's huge dogs Apparently, there are huge demon-looking dogs that run around and terrorize broken down cars. It also occasionally chases down cars passing by the highway. People who saw the dogs and interacted with them describe them as supernaturally fast and able to keep up the pace of a car. It is also reported that their jaws are very, very strong, that they are able to tear through metal and tires and stuff, so they can literally take apart your car. Now, the next one is shapeshifters. Reddit is absolutely filled with people's experiences with shapeshifters along Highway 666. So if you want me to read a few in an upcoming video, write me in the comment section down below and I'd be happy to do so. But for now, let's stick with what we have. It is said that shapeshifters shift their shapes into animals or any desired shapes, really, and run into the highway, disrupting the cars, if they're coyotes, causing a car crash, or sometimes just getting inside of the car to scare the people inside. So it is advised to fill your car up, fill your seats up with stuff so they don't have place to sit, so they don't have place to stay, so they won't stay with you. And if you're asking why would I not want them in my car, because apparently they get into your car and terrify you and causing you to crash and die, which is their goal, is to kill you. And this is the last one we're gonna talk about, which is loss of time. People that travel along that highway claim that they have lost huge chunks of time, although to them it only felt like seconds. People are throwing the blame on UFO activities and just mental illness sometimes. However, it doesn't really make sense because other people also explain how they not only lost huge chunks of time, but they also teleported in locations. So they completely shifted their location, which doesn't really make sense. Like, let's say if you lost time, you'd be able to chalk that up to something else, right? But you can't really ignore your shifting locations. And the thing is, these people claim to have absolutely no memory of it, which is why people are suggesting that maybe it's UFOs that are causing this, because, you know, the whole argument of the UFO thing, that even if they abduct you, they erase your memory, that you can't remember, and they just drop you off some other place. That's why you are in a place that you cannot really recognize and you don't really remember going there. There are people that disappeared for days and weeks and appeared weeks later, thrown in some spot on the highway with no recollection whatsoever on how they got there. And these are the lucky ones, because there are so many cars abandoned and just left on the highway, just like its owners have left it there and just never went back for it. And sometimes the drivers and the cars both disappear. Alrighty, that was it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more, let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.